Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a whatever we want to play actual play podcast. Today we're going to be playing Adventure Dice. It's a simple one-page RPG that you can Google. All you need is a six-sided dice that I'm sure everybody has closer than they think they do. And yeah, you can Google it, look it up. Today I got some buddies with me. Say hi, buddies.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Hello.
Who wants to introduce themselves first so we know who we're talking to?
I mean, I can go first, I suppose.
Pull the trigger, my dude.
Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. I am Reine. Over the course of the season, I have started humanoid looking, and I'm still humanoid looking, but now not quite entirely humanoid looking anymore. We had an episode where I got my horns back. We had some episodes where we had full werewolf form. We all know her. We all love her. It's Reine with her dirty ash blonde hair, her myriad of scars, and her one blind eye. Now sporting openly visible and regrown antlers and some cute fox ears.
Adorable. We love her.
Mm.
Who's that fellow in the corner?
Oh, I'm Chico Barrett. I'm a 3'4" tall desert cottontail rabbit folk with tan fur, white chin and belly, and orange paws. And today I'm wearing a cotton shirt, denim overalls, straw hat, and I've got a backpack filled with straw. Same as always.
Adorable. And who's this last one?
Last but not least, you have... She's going to introduce herself. Howdy there. My name is Avarice H, but you can call me Ava. It is our favorite half-devil, half-dark elf girl, Cambion girl, in her goth cowgirl outfit, I mean. She's got purple skin, red eyes, white hair, and a pair of big wings that have feathers that are black and red and also golden. Those are pretty new, but a full set of feathers, and if you look through them, you can see the light bend in strange ways. And sitting on top of each of her shoulders, she has two little dragons, one dark and one bright.
As moths are confused by the strange bending of light around your wings, I ask, do any of you all have a cousin?
Plenty.
Yes, scattered.
Scattered?
Yes.
Please describe scattered.
No, as in they were scattered. The village was attacked.
Well, that's definitely also their name now.
Perfect. It's ska, S-K-A, then like a big D with a dot, and then it's D-E-R-D, so scattered.
Scattered. Scattered is an appropriate name, as they're often scattered. Always getting themselves into trouble, getting in over their heads, and this time, they've really stepped in it. Reine, could you describe physically what scattered looks like?
They are a little bit roughed up. They tend to like run into trees and trip over things. Their hair is usually like a little bit messy because of that, because they like land on their face a lot. They have some scars, like most people from Raine's village, except they're not from fighting, but from them falling on their face. They have a very sunny outlook on life, which is something that is like the opposite of Reine sometimes, where it's like, oh, it will work out. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. Look, I can make this work. And
you can't be that clumsy and not have a good outlook on life. They are one of the toughest people you know, not through battle-tested might, but just the raw amount of pain they go through on a day-to-day basis.
But yeah, physically, they have sort of like gray hair with some browns in it, very kind of like, if they stand next to a bush, they're a little bit camouflaged. The typical orange-yellow shut-loop eyes and more of like a they started out with more like leafy and like homemade fur clothes, but ever since they have been traveling after the attack and they had to flee, and then started traveling, they changed to just buying whatever stuff they find pretty and putting it on and like trying to style it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Beautiful. And after the scattering of your village, people had to find things to do. This person gravitated towards ships. They joined up with a boat, the open sea air. I mean, I would say no less than 3 times a day, they step into a cartoonish loop of rope that caused them to be pulled up into the rigging, suspended fully upside down, like, oh, got me again, guys. You want to get me down from here? And they look at you with a level of desperation they don't often feel. Scattered looks scattered right now. Oh, Reine, I really stepped in it this time. So I'm in love with
the rope loop?
Reine, you big goof. They go to slap you and fully fall out of their chair and somehow land in a mud puddle inside of the guild hall.
You have talent that is so special.
Oh, gee. You got a washcloth? Someone hands them a washcloth. It slips out of their hands, under their foot, directly back in the mud puddle. Funny enough, this is one of the rare times where a fire-breathing kitten request comes in not from someone in needing of being saved or a town in danger. Simply your cousin has arrived at the guild hall with a request of their family member. She's a lovesick fool, often getting in over her head, and she's got a real problem this time. As they stand up, cleaning themselves off, they go, in love with a princess. I really think it's gonna work this time. Me and this princess, cause me, we're lowborn. I'm just a little wolf from out in the forest, and oh my, they are something else. So we couldn't be legally married because of my status. So me and her pops, the Duke, we made up a little plan where she would be kidnapped by a cyclops, and I was supposed to be on a nearby waiting boat so I could deliver her back to her father. And then, out of gratitude, he would give me his daughter's hand in marriage, and then nobody could say boo, right? But what happened was, I told the crew that was supposed to bring me there, and the captain, fella named Crackknuckle, said, you know what, that sounds like a great plan, I'm gonna do it. And then they put me in a barrel and threw me off the side of the boat. And I washed up on the shores of Nicomoy, and I thought, oh, geez, who lives here? Oh, Reine does. So you might help me out. I just need a lift to the island, maybe fight a cyclops and a couple other pirate crews, just to get my lady love's hand back. Do you mind helping me out, Reine?
Well, I mean, I'm not one to stand in the way of love. She raises an eyebrow a little bit, she's not quite sure how much of the story is correct.
Big wide eyes they look at you with, not even a Disney princess, an animal in a Disney movie. Just big, glossy, wet eyes. Oh, will you?
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll find a nice seashell, and then you can propose, and it's gonna be great.
Oh, the seashell thing. Shoot, I totally done forgot about that. Thank you so much, Reine. You're so smart. He goes to pinch your cheeks, but he misses, and his fingernails cut his thumb as he clicks down too hard on his hands. Oh, geez, got myself again. You notice his fingers are covered in bandages.
It's always good to have claws, but sometimes it is also good to file them down a little bit, like how we used to do when we were kids and we didn't really, have like our strength and control and kind of like cut up stuff.
He like says like softly, like his demeanor growing dark for like a second. Goes, "I miss Auntie B, one of the lost ones." But then quickly he shakes it off like a dog shedding water after getting a bath and goes, "Yeah, you know what? But hey, we take care of our own, right?"
Yeah, I mean, once the village is rebuilt, which it will soon be, we'll set out to find the rest of our guys, and we'll see who wants to come back and who learned what, and it's gonna be good. Cameron is there, and we found Mom and Dad, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. She's like kind of like patting herself on the shoulder in like a reassuring way.
Just a little bit of self-soothing. He goes, "Yeah, everything's gonna be just fine," and confidently sits in the chair, tilts it back a little bit, and then fully takes a gainer and falls back, slamming his head against the floor.
Reine would try to like put her foot like on the chair last moment to like put it back up.
You save your cousin from a full concussion, but the sound of
for now.
Another concussion would probably be more accurate. But the sound of skull hitting floor definitely awakens the other two of you, or at least alerts your attention. Are you in your bedroom that the guild hall definitely has? or where are our other two friends at?
I am in the corner of this guild hall watching this spectacle. You kind of like, if the camera pans out for a little bit, you see her like staring sort of almost impassionately, but if you look closer, she's smiling just a tiny bit. There's a little bit of a dark glimmer of satisfaction in her eyes as she's watching it. And Ava kind of walks up to you, Reine. You hear like the clicking of heeled boots on wooden planks that the guild hall is. And and she goes to Reine and says, "Now, I want to know who cursed that person. I have never seen someone fall so many times in 3 minutes."
Scattered looks at you confidently and says, "Oh, 'twas God."
God. Now, I'd like to meet this God and learn a few things from him. She kind of like looks at them slightly menacingly.
You just have to watch. He works in mysterious ways. Painful, mostly.
I probably should stop worshiping Mysterio, the god of working in mysterious ways. but you know what? I just love him. I just love him so much. You can never quite figure him out. And he goes to put his hand under his chin and fully punches himself in the nose.
Ava watches, like, sort of satisfied and says, "This Mysterio, are you sure he's a god and not a devil? Because it certainly seems like something a devil would do."
Hey, I don't question the greater mysteries, my friend. What I get is mine, and I'm happy to have it. And for once, he doesn't accidentally do something. He actually looks a little cute and confident in that moment.
Yeah, just take a little notebook and scratch Mysterio.
You're doing it.
God of falling. Okay.
Chico's gonna hop up and say, "Well, I heard that there's y'all are planning on going on a mission for rescuing the princess or something. That sounds incredible. I'd like to join if you've got some room for your party."
We're gonna need every hand we can get that doesn't end up in the ship rigging.
I've been on ships before. I could do that.
Now, this princess, how wealthy of a princess are we talking? Like, what do you think the reward's gonna be for her safe return?
We didn't really do so much as a treasure deal as that I would get to marry my lady love. But I mean, her papa's real wealthy. I mean, he looks to Reine. I figured I'd bring some of that wealth back to the village, for the whole refurbishment. But, like, there's like a half dozen other pirate crews all currently about to take her. We kind of had to make it an open agreement, so it seemed legit. But, yeah, no, lots of treasure and all that. But the winds are moving and the sunlight is dwindling, my friends. Do y'all have a boat?
Sure, I could make a deal with someone to give us one. Actually, hold on a second. She pulls out another notebook and looks through her deals, list of deals that she's made, and says, you know what? Yeah, I think I know a guy.
Cool.
Form a
So
little
everyone
favor
has
for him.
everybody has a moment to, like, collect themselves whatever gear is necessary for your FPK, baby. Princess Rescue, that's like day one stuff. Everybody will have a chance to prepare, gather any relevant equipment that they need or think they might need. Let's say 3 objects. What's everybody picking up?
Well, the boat.
Oh, everybody's hot to trot. Let's go. Let's do Ava last, since you got the big heavy weight of the boat.
All right.
All right. Well, Chico's gonna go grab some of the stuff he's gotten on his adventure. He's gotten this really nifty cape that I don't remember where I wrote down, but it's a cape that allows me to soak some damage for one attack, and then it's used up. And I've also got my super suit, which gives me some resistance. And, well, that's about all he's really got as far as items go. But he'll also be bringing, oh, I know, he'll go look for a little coyote helper. Come with him.
So you walk out into the backyard of the guild hall. You see, like, a rabbit looking nervous, and you're like, oh, there gotta be a coyote around here.
He goes up and goes, yip, out into the streets, and then a coyote will show up eventually.
Can you communicate with this coyote in a meaningful way?
Yeah, I can speak coyote.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? I'm just trying to eat some rabbit out here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, but I'm not the kind of rabbit you're looking for. Or we can look for some food. Hey, I'm going to go on an adventure. I need your help.
I gotta be honest. As long as if you die in this adventure, I can try to eat you. You're a lot bigger than my mouth, but I see a lot of rabbit meat in front of me.
Oh, shucks. I know you're just full of it. Here, you can come with me and I'll get you all the food you want. Bear and rabbit.
Yeah, he comes up and he's licking your face, and you know this is not affection. He's seeing what you taste like.
I love this. I love this quirky one. You're something else. All right, let's go.
Hey, you want to name me? You want to name me real quick?
I'm trying to think of a name. I'm not really good at it.
I know, neither am I. I'm a coyote, bud. I don't have a name.
Dog.
But like, now that I've talked to a humanoid, I'm like, hey, maybe I need one, you know?
Fox meat. I don't know. Get over here.
Fox meat. My name, I guess, is Fox meat. All right. Hey, I'm gonna go mark a tree with my musk, but I'll be with you in a moment, okay, bud?
Okie dokie.
He rubs himself hard against a tree. What you up to, Reine?
I will be picking up my foraging bag, which has already some general herbs in it.
General herbs? You can't see, but I saluted.
Oh my god. Yeah, in case someone decides to punch an NPC in the stomach and I gotta make it better. Happen. What else? Some jerky, both for Reine herself and for any potential animals.
So you're like
And
looking
a
around
ring.
your bedroom in the guild, and you're like, what do I even pack for this? You've got general herbs, and you hear like the creeping thyme and wild mint in your bag going like, don't you worry, maggot, we got this. Everybody hush up. The colonel said shut up.
Look at you.
And you're like, what do I pack for this? No or answers. If you want to bring one more item, feel free. Or we can leave it undecided.
I would almost say undecided.
So you grab a thing and you just stuff it
thing.
into your backpack. You're not entirely sure
because
what it is.
Reine is like usually camping at site, so she just walked into a room.
You're like, oh my goodness, I have a room here. There's a little plaque that says Reine on it.
I slept in the rain so many times.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that there are definitely rooms in the guild hall. I am talking to a person who is not here, and you know who you are.
They will be fuming.
So, Ava, we cut to you.
Okay.
To who are we making this boat deal with?
So, her father is Blythe Hold. Sorry. Her father is Blythe Horde of Horde Holdings. And as a guy who's part of a holdings industry, he makes a lot of shipments, but sometimes he likes to undercut people. And one of those people tried to get revenge by taking his life, but they made the worst mistake of their existence because, unfortunately, Ava's charged to protect her dad from these attempts on his life. And yeah, she imprisoned everyone who was involved except for him, the guy who owned the shipping company, or not shipping company, the ship company, and said, you know what? If you agree to never talk to, get near, or ever come into contact with Blythe Horde again, and you let me use one of your ships in the future at a time of my choosing, I will let you go. Otherwise, if you decline or if you go renege on this deal, you're going straight to Dengane jail, and no one gets out of there unchanged.
Can I financially ruin him from the shadows?
Unfortunately, darling, I'm in the shadows. I am the shadows. And, well, his fortune is also my fortune, so I can't allow that.
Dang, okay, I really thought I had you on that one. Okay, the deal's amenable. Please don't murder me.
If you renege on it, you just made a deal with the devil, so you'll regret it.
No, I'm fully terrified of you.
Well, you won't regret this deal then. And, yeah, knowing that she has him in this deal, she now has a boat that she can use at any time that she wants.
As you just sort of walk the deck of the ship, somehow your father knows. And you see an illusion of him appears on the ship. And it's like a pre-recorded message. Hey, to my favorite child that I can remember. I'm so glad that you've done something I am proud of. This is all yours. And I'm so proud of you.
I think this is actually pretty accurate, isn't it?
This is the closest thing he can feel to love and affection.
Yeah, she just makes an obscene gesture at the illusion, and one of the feathers from her wings just flies into it and cuts straight to his throat and dissipates the illusion. She says, "Like I had any choice."
It appears you have attacked me, and then it cuts out. And then a pre-recorded secondary illusion appears. That's why I love you.
Another feather flies straight into that one. This time his heart.
Somewhere far away, Blythe Horde is laying supine on a couch so expensive, it is the entire career, like lifetime finance of an entire person. And he feels like pride and love inside of him, and he shakes it off as if it feels icky.
Yeah, she unfortunately has that in common with him, just a little bit. But anyways, she just walks the deck of the ship looking satisfied and says, This'll do nicely. And as for the other items that she brought with her, she brought a gallon of the blackest coffee, in fact, burnt, that she actually, she stores it somewhere on the ship, but also has this little convenient portal that she stuffs large inconvenient items into. And, also on her waist, she has like this pouch, and it jangles a little bit when she steps, much like her spurs. It has a lot of valuable things in it, and you can catch a glimmer of one of those. Those are just treats for her dragon Malum, who's made of stained glass. And she got those from a lot of criminals, requisitioned them as right of sheriff.
Yes, we love civil forfeiture.
Oh yeah, it makes for great food for her dragon.
Cool. So, within the hour, everybody goes to Ava's new boat. Does the boat have a name?
She kind of checks the sides of it. It is the SS Squandered. She changes. She doesn't know what it was previously. She kind of changes it.
You see,
or
like previously,
one
of the illusions that Blythe Horde has just intrinsically, it says the SS name redacted, who I love. And then you wave a hand over it and change it to whatever you like.
Yeah, SS.squandered.
No metaphor there, listeners. Alright, gang. What do you do?
When Chico gets on the boat, he sees the barrel of that coffee that Ava brought, and is like, "Oh my, is that happy bean juice? Oh man, I can't wait to have some of that. Here, fox meat. I know this ain't meat, but I know you'd like this." And he pours out.
I don't know, buddy. If it's not meat, I don't know if old fox meat, which is my name now, is into it.
Trust me, once you get into this, you'll be into anything.
Yeah, Ava just like cocks an eyebrow and says, I mean, suit yourself. And she kind of gestures to it where you can pour your own thing. She's not going to pour you a cup.
Oh, shucks, thank you. And then he takes a cup and takes a swig. Goes, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Here, fox me. You should try some."
He does this super cute animal thing where he dips his furry little paw in it and then licks at his paw. And then, again, Disney cartoon animal eyes as he's like, "Oh, dang, this stuff's good."
And then we just both start chugging it.
As you guys are, like, happily, like, drinking coffee together. "Hey, you ever eaten it?" Sorry, that's not his voice. "Hey, you ever eaten an adrenal gland? This is almost like that."
An adrenal gland? I've never heard of that before.
"Oh, buddy, I got things to show you, my friend."
Like cannibalism.
"Hey, look, if I speak common, it's me. It's me, fox meat." "Look, buddy, if you haven't tried adrenal gland before, oh my goodness, you catch a rabbit, and it's real small on the rabbits. But, like cannibalism, what truly is cannibalism? That's just the weak eating the strong, right? I'm not, I'm fox meat. I'm not even a fox. I just eat what I eat, you know?"
You do that, buddy. I believe in you.
"Hey, I'm gonna definitely eat you if you die." And he licks your face again.
Hey, I'll say that, buddy. Yeah, I'll say that. Anyway, get back in my backpack.
Oh, Chico. You feel like little claws on your on your shoulder, then kind of crawling down to your arm, and a pair of little black and purple wings in your face as Penny thinks the coffee is for her and starts drinking it as well.
Oh my gosh, it's a dragon! And Chico dies for cover.
I'm gonna be honest here, Chico. I gather that's your name through context clues. I really want to eat this dragon, but it seems like if I bite it, it's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna bite it, because I'm an animal, but I just feel like it's gonna be a real bad idea for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad idea. I mean,
I'm
even
gonna
I'm
do it,
scared
though.
of dragon.
I'm gonna do it.
All righty then.
Okay.
Penny just Penny hisses at him, like flaring her wings open, making her look bigger, and you can see little black venom dripping off of her front teeth.
Oh no, I've gotten myself into a situation, Chico. I still want to eat this thing, but now I'm attracted to it.
What?
It's
How's that even
intimidating.
work?
I feel like I should be submissive right now. And honestly, Chico, I don't hate that. I don't hate him, but I'm gonna still try to bite it.
Can Reine walk past and just kind of like try and like pick him up by the scruff of his neck? Like, okay, that's enough of that.
Okay, hey, the scruff of my neck has been pulled, and it makes me feel extra submissive. Is this my mommy? He looks at you directly, Chico. I never met my mother. I assume she was eaten by a larger predator.
You know, if you get eaten, it's your fault at this point.
Yeah, my mom sucks. This is my new mom now.
Reine is gonna like make sort of this like super animalistic like growl, which like a human couldn't do, and is like, good, behave. Also jerky. Here you go.
What? Oh, I gotta tell you, I wanted to eat that glass, but this jerky is a lot easier on the gums. You know what I'm saying? I love you,
That's why I
Mommy.
brought it.
He licks your face.
To see if I taste good.
Roll a dice.
What kind? A danger dice or a basic dice?
I believe it's always 2 basic dice, and then if you get the danger result, no. This one is not dangerous. But if you get a danger dice, he is curious. I love playing a 2 intelligence animal.
That's a 1 danger and a 1 checkmark.
Yeah, he definitely trying to see what you taste like. But as, like, you growl, you feel the tongue go into a, like, hey, I'm not trying to eat you, I'm just trying to clean you. You got a little bug right here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, fox meat relents.
Everyone ready to depart? Is scatterbrained, or did he make it?
Is that clumsy, interesting clumsy oath coming with us or not?
Oh no, he's on the boat.
In the rigging or actually standing?
Oh no, he boards the boat and doesn't. He has enough space around him where he can't be trapped.
For now.
With the commotion with the coyote, the other dragon, bright and stained glass, Malum, kind of goes up to Penny, approaches her, sort of like they do a little back and forth, and then he kind of like nuzzles her neck, little token of affection for her, and she kind of does it back.
Oh.
Chico's gonna come up to Ava and be like, wait, so these dragons, you've chained them?
Trained them? I mean, they kind of just they kind of just follow me where I go, but yeah, in a way I have trained them.
Can you communicate with your dragons, Ava?
Yes.
Have we established what they sound like?
Penny has a sort of a British accent, slight British accent. She can communicate telepathically with anyone that she chooses to, usually one person at a time. But recently, she's unlocked the ability to communicate with multiple people at a time. Malum doesn't speak, but he understands. He occasionally does speak Draconic, but usually chooses not to. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me a female British voice to do. Super easy for my grumbly California accent.
You're welcome. Always good to keep a GM on his toes.
I want to... nope. Immediately wrong. Oh, darling Ava, I wish to eat this little bit of meat. and I think it wants to eat me. Can I eat it first?
What are you talking about? That coyote?
Yes. Though also, strangely enough, I think I'm attracted to this coyote.
You're attracted, but what will Malum think of that? You two, I don't know how this whole love thing works, but maybe if Malum's willing to share. Well, I mean, I don't know. This coyote's been following Chico around. Maybe they have some kind of connection. Maybe don't eat him, but attracted, yeah, do your thing, whatever. Make coyote dragon babies.
I will explore this in the background of the scenes. Let the listener not forget that in the background, all of everyone's NPC's familiar are figuring out a weird polycule.
That is my son.
Reine feels
Better present a Seychelles.
a weird level of protectiveness comes over Reine.
Yeah, and as long as you don't screw anything up, or you're here when I call you, you do what you gotta. That's fine. Do whatever you want in your own time.
Come on, dude. I'm very respectful of your time. What have I ever not been there for you? And she nuzzles into your cheeks, and then Malum just is like, "Oh, is that what we're doing?" and starts nuzzling you as well.
Yeah. You see Ava's wings kind of like tighten as she like sort of does this protective movement over them, and then just like they flare a little bit open once again. Well, if y'all are done showing this dude, and then she kind of like pushes them away. So she kind of like turns the crew. Y'all know where you're going?
That way. Hey, that way. You see scattered points, and you see many other boats going in all the same direction.
Okay, great.
Rain points in the same direction. That way.
That
Cool.
way it is.
So we have a series of challenges here. Using the adventure dice system. The first challenge is getting there fast. So could you describe the ways in which you would assist the boat in moving fast? Roll the standard 2 dice, and then tell me what you get. We're going to count treasures as great success. Any check mark is a good success. And then anything that isn't that will negatively impact. Let's see what the total net successes is of the group.
Okay. I know exactly what Ava says to the crew to try to motivate them. She says, listen, y'all like money, right? Well, if you get us there before everyone else, you'll get a 10% bonus. And if not, you can kiss that bonus bye-bye. And if you are slower than the rest, then we will get a 10% bonus.
Wait, we were into it at the first part, but if we fail, we owe you money?
Or, it can just be deducted from your pay.
Okay, so yeah, definitely roll your thing now.
Okay, so I got a... What? I got a 4 on one of my dice and 6 on another one. I made a little code. Oh, this is bad. It's an X and a frowny face. For
Yeah,
me.
dude, you threatening their pay, they did not like. Like, the crew is doing their job, but Chico and Reine can tell that Ava has just turned off the crew.
Oh, shucks. Well, I can fix this. And Chico looks out into the horizon at the ships that are ahead of them. Well, I'll make them have to deal with some stormy weather. So he has his harvest goddess Mai, who can affect like crops and harvest, but specifically like rainfall. So what he's going to do is he's going to call on Mai to bring down some thunderstorms on the ships ahead of them, just to affect them so it slows them down.
You talk directly to your god. Oh, hey, Chico, what's up? How you doing, boy? What you need? Why you praying to me today?
I'd like some assistance in tricking some of them people in the ships up ahead.
Oh, well, that sounds like a bucket of fun. You mind rolling some dice for me, though? Because I'm a god, I'm real busy. I would love nothing more to bring rain on your enemies. Hey, and isn't your buddy's name Rain? That's kind of funny.
I was just
Okay,
going to
so
say,
I got-
please
I
don't
got a-
throw
I
me
got a
on the
hap-
other boat.
I got a happy face and an X.
We're going to do that to a neutral success. There are boats farther in the distance, and you cannot affect them. But everyone around you is caught up in this rain cloud, giving you enough time to make it to the, like, if we call it behind, middle, and in front, you can move to the middle section.
Mm-hmm.
All right, baby, I got some rain for you. But hey, these ain't tears from God. This is just me flushing the toilet.
Yep, as always.
Hey, if you need some thunder, I would love to go bowling later.
What's bowling?
Oh,
Does it have to do
it's a
with bowls?
No, it involves pins and a big old ball you throw down like a lightly greased thing. You know what? You pray to me later, I'll explain bowling to you, okay, boy?
Okie dokie.
There's a bunch of my paladins who are doing like a big battle with a bunch of elves, and they're like praying to me real hard, so I gotta go. You gonna be okay?
Yep, I'll be all right.
I love you in only the way a god can.
Oh, okay.
Everything you do is in service of me, and everything I do is in service of you, even when it gets hard. And you feel like a gentle breeze caress your cheek, gently moving your fur like the loving pat of a mother.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've done all I could do. I don't know how to deal with them ships up ahead. Maybe, Rain, can you do something about it?
Listen, I'm having my hands full trying to keep Scattered out of the rigging and from going overboard and from bumping into the crew.
Somehow somehow Scattered has covered himself in oil and is walking very too close to a lamp.
No. So Rain's attempt at helping will be trying to keep Scattered from just lighting the ship aflame or untying the sail or kicking loose aboard.
Roll them dice. By the way they are rubbing their face, I'm not excited for the outcome.
No, I think it's okay. I have a check mark and an X. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you guys are firmly in the middle ground. You prevent
We don't want to go fast.
You prevent him from lighting the ship aflame, but the amount of effort you expend to prevent him from doing so also prevents you from letting the ship go faster. Cool. So you guys cruise, past the slower ships. You watch as like centralized rain pours. Like it's like an old cartoon where like a sad person just has a rain cloud over them. That is every other boat in the early to mid section.
Yeah.
Even though we also have a rain, just no.
Right, yeah.
Unfortunately, your rain is busy preventing fire. And you notice, everybody roll me 2 dice. I just need a net gain of check marks. Who passes?
Everyone makes a skill. Okay.
That's 2 check marks.
Oh, I got a treasure and a check mark.
I got a smiley face and an X.
Dope. That sounds like good rolls. You, 2 check marks. You notice that other ships are being boarded by merfolk. You're like, oh no, this is the next challenge, being attacked by mer people.
Man, I'm not in the mood for sushi today.
Foxmeat is like, we could eat them. Like, looking at you, Chico. Chico, you have a treasure, which means you have an item that is beneficial. You look around at these merfolks boarding other ships. What do you have that you know could affect the situation positively?
A pumpkin.
Oh, caught me off guard. Sorry. You feel the heavy sound of claws boarding the sides of your ship. Heavily armored merfolk in armor made of dense kelp, wielding coral weapons that you know if they touched your flesh would rip it apart in horrifying ways. Everything they have is covered in seawater, plankton, and rife with disease. Like, if they touch you, you will get sick. Thank goodness you have a pumpkin.
I dropped the pumpkin on them. It's plunk.
What is this? What have you given to us? The merfolk speaks to you confused, never seeing a pumpkin before.
Oh, it also they explode.
It explodes?
Yeah, it has explosives in them. That's one
Full on blows everybody off the ship. They thought they were getting a present. They get curious and close. And then it's like if you go Christmas morning under the tree and one of your gifts is a bomb.
Oh, Merry Crisis.
Nicomismus.
Merry Crisis, Nicomismus.
Oh, hey, don't feed me one of those, Foxmeat says.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to look for some meat for you. We're looking for rabbit meat, but not my meat.
Hey, don't die, because I will eat you. I will literally eat anything. I am a scavenger.
But you won't eat these pumpkins.
Yes, now I know. Even with my 2 intelligence, I should probably not ever trust a vegetable that comes from your hands. You're terrifying. Where is my mother? And then he goes off to Reine and like nips at her heels.
It's like 2 intelligence is the 2 brain cells that are trying their best.
I want to eat that pumpkin, but I think I will die. I need my mom.
She gives him some of her jerky instead. Who would have
You know
thought?
my favorite thing about my mother always has food. And there is no chance she will run out of food because she is my mother.
You didn't bite the explosive pumpkin. I am very proud of you, my son.
I have a hard time conceptualizing pride, but the look on your face makes me feel happy and relaxed. I would like to do more behavior that makes you make this face. I feel like you are not a threat to me.
Meanwhile, Scattered is like falling on his face somewhere.
Yeah, somehow Scattered is being dragged behind the ship. He's got himself in ropes. He's keel-hauled himself.
Reine will go fix that. God damn it.
Cool. Unfortunately, there are still boats ahead of you. You see that many have dropped anchor in the small bay of the island in which you know the princess lies. Just gotta make up the distance. And then a shadow comes over the ship. Each character, what is the biggest thing you've seen?
I've got one. It would be a sea dragon. I think its name is Meraxes. And literally big enough to swallow multiple ships and as big as nearly a mountain.
I think the biggest thing Chico's seen is a fire giant, at least in recent memory.
Big shark? A yeti?
Everybody make a skill check, please. If this was 5e, this would be a nature check. As you look at this terrifyingly large bird approach.
I mean, Reine has been a rock.
Oh, then you know exactly what this is. It's a rock. Smaller than the sea dragon that Ava has seen, but still a, what's that? A megafauna. This is something ancient. Like, from a time when there was more oxygen in the atmosphere, and it could support larger life. This is, the Native Americans would call it a thunderbird. This is too big to imagine.
Yeah,
though Ava has seen bigger.
I got a smiley face and a check mark, so I think I've seen Reine transform into this very thing before when we were hanging out.
Probably.
There's a knowing glance between you two.
Reine has transformed into a rock, pretending to, like, snatch another guild member and pretending to, like, eat them to get onlookers to be distracted so Jack could go and steal their stuff.
This thing is not pretending to eat anyone. And it is just large enough to where if it was even to land on your ship, the weight, wind pressure from the wings would snap your boat in half.
Oh. Okay, let's hear Chico's roll, but I have an idea.
But, okay, so you said the skill roll. Was that the one dice, the skill dice, or was that like the 2 dice we were doing before?
I don't know entirely how this works. Just roll whatever you want. The relevant information was already found by Reine and Ava. But go ahead and roll for some fun.
I rolled the skill dice and got a 5, so that was a check mark.
Yeah, you know this is Big Bird. Big Bird bad.
Oh yeah, I've seen a rock before. It was one of my first adventures. It's been a long time. Yeah, this thing is this is bigger than even that.
I do not think I could eat that, my buddy, Foxmeat says to you.
Hey, you're pretty smart.
Hey, I know how big my mouth is.
I turn to Reine and say, hey, so I know that you've turned into one of those before, a rock. Could you maybe turn into one again and then get it to land on one of the ships or more of them?
I suppose it's worth a try. Reine is gonna use her druid nature weird animal knowledge and try to, like, come up with some sort of weird, funny bird mating dance or whatever, and, like, try to turn into this rock and then fly over to another ship and kind of, like, beckon this other bird.
Hey, are you into me? The rock screams at you.
Come here and find out.
Please roll a check.
Is there a way I could, like, assist with this by also flying up in the air and making sure that the rock does not attack Reine or something like this? Just, like, keep flying up and keep an eye on things.
You cannot benefit the situation, but you can prevent a negative outcome.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do.
1 check mark. And 1 nothing on the skill dice.
Net check. So, okay, well, I'm gonna mess up a bunch of these, like, wooden birds in order to impress you.
Oh no.
And you see dive bombs, like a falling eagle, just destroying some of these other ships. You see scattered people, like, holding onto planks like the end of the Titanic. Like, what just happened?
Very soft, slow clap comes from Ava.
Now, I do not know how to swim, but can I eat those people? He motions with a paw toward the people in the water.
Oh, you talking about fox meat?
Of course, fox meat is all about food.
I wouldn't recommend it, because if you jump down there, it's going to be real hard to get back up here without some help.
Oh, that makes sense. I hate it, but it makes sense, okay?
You just ate some jerky.
I'm hungry. I feel like you don't get my deal, dude.
I do
and somehow
get it.
The coyote lights a cigarette.
I don't think you're a normal coyote.
Hey, I'm not saying I wasn't a guy who got turned into a coyote because of a curse, and I'm not saying I am. All I know is apparently my name is Foxmeat, and I love my mommy.
Alrighty then. But I wouldn't go jumping in the water.
Cool. So,
Foxmeat is becoming one of my favorite NPCs now.
Yeah.
He is my favorite NPC. I might just play Foxmeat next season.
How is that thing with Penny going?
Foxmeat has 2 intelligence. He can't remember that he's in love. He sees food just dangling in the water, and he's like, oh, I love the way it bobs. It's like it's tempting me. I know I can't swim. I know I would die if I jumped off this boat, but the food is right there. It's right there.
He's doing his best.
Thank you, Mommy. I am doing my best.
Yeah, and I suppose like Penny, instead of being up in the air with Ava, she's kind of like perched on in the riggings, staring down at him.
With the rock properly distracted, you know that there are boats ahead of you, but you have broken out from the middle, and now you are last of the first to arrive. As you anchor your ship, take a small rowboat in order to get to the beach. We will take our break.
All right. Right. Before we take our break, we have a review. And this review is 5 stars, thank you so much, from Smelly Cat 543. And Smelly Cat 543 says, I think I get the reference. I think it's neat that they try all kinds of RPG systems this season. After listening to Frigid Beach, I decided to run a Magic School one-shot with the Sexy Battle Wizard system for my D&D group. We had so much fun. I'll keep listening for new ideas and inspiration. And laughs, of course. LOL.
Oh, thank you. Definitely Lisa Kudrow. For the listeners, 100% that was Lisa Kudrow that left that review.
Wow, so... Lisa Kudrow, thank you so much. Would love to get a celebrity endorsement.
Everyone say thank you, Lisa Kudrow.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you,
thank you, Lisa Kudrow. Joining us were Reine.
I'm so proud of my son.
And Chico.
Well, there are more pumpkins where that came from.
And Ava, who turns around and says to the crew, y'all are gonna get your regular pay. No 10% bonus or deduction. Think you earned that. Nice
we
job.
Feel neutral about that. The crew gives mediocre endorsement.
Okay,
bye.
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 Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "Big thanks to PIH healthcare hero Priya. Your dedication to saving lives every day is awe-inspiring. You're our hero." End quote. If you'd like us to read your shout-out, go to firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. We've also got paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible. Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Telling them about it would help us. Thank you.
Hey, wait. Hey, bud, that's my cup. No, over here. The clattering of moving cups, people shuffling. We begin our scene again on the deck of a ship. Someone was under deck. Which one of our player characters wants to describe what has happened to their shipmate? I'm trying to do the recap thing.
Oh.
A nameless NPC shipmate. Just do the recap.
Well,
not it, because I would not be under deck right now.
Oh my goodness.
Rain can be
Remember, I was
under deck.
flying.
No, it's fine. I've got it. Last time on NPCs, FBK, our darling Reine's cousin Scattered, a man always in trouble, constantly over his head,
is now in over his head in love.
Yeah, so I want to marry a princess, but I have to rescue her from a cyclops on this secluded island, and every pirate crew in the region is also vying for affection. Can you help me? Reine, of course, said yes. Bring along Ava and Chico, 2 little fools who are willing to risk everything for love. Of course, they met the superstar, everybody's favorite NPC, Foxmeat.
My son.
Hey, what's going on here, guys? I'm just trying to get us something to eat. Oh man, I should have done the whole thing from Foxmeat's perspective.
True.
Hey, you know
we
what?
all know.
This is my game. I'm allowed to do whatever. Hey, my name is Foxmeat. So I was hanging out in the forest, right? And then this freaking giant rabbit comes up and is like, hey, I know I'm food, but there's more food if you don't eat me. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I would like to see more about that. And then we ended up on like, it's like land, but it moves weird. It's made of trees. This is a fox. This is a coyote trying to describe a boat. It's made of trees, but it doesn't move like a tree. Anyway, a giant bird came in, and then my mom turned into a giant bird. I don't know if you know my mom. Her name's Reine, which is like I don't understand what language is, but it's not spelled like rain. But she seems as powerful as it. She gives me jerky, and I love her. Anyway, my mama turned into a giant bird, and I think, tried to mate with another bird. At least, I don't know. It distracted the bird enough to where I didn't get eaten, and that's why I love my mommy. Now the boat has hit on, like, ground, and it seems like people are getting off. What are they doing? You've made land on the island. You see, this looks like that island from, what's that Zelda game where it was cel-shaded? I can't remember. Wind Waker. This looks like that island, you know, where the dragon lives, where it's like, big mountain, low-lying region, and a bunch of platformer puzzles in order to get to it. You're like, oh, geez, I'm going to have to, there's a lot of verticality to climb. But you descend the boat, and you notice there are many other boats already docked. They have started this before you.
Is there anyone still like leaving? Like, can we kick ladders or cut some ropes to get rid of some competitors?
Yes, you could absolutely roll dice if you tell me to sabotage the oncoming people, but there's no way to jump forward in this moment. The people who have already gone before you are ahead of you.
Yeah.
Though you do see a goblin and an orc laying in the sand looking, like, honestly, peaceful.
I would like to sabotage the boats. I really like Reine's player's suggestion of like cutting ropes and really screwing up the ladder mechanisms. And I think that Avarice can do that with her feathers that she can move telepathically at speed that can cut things. And with her dragons, especially Malum, that can grow bigger and literally chomp on wood to break it. So yes, I would like to be doing that. Oh, also, like, I did look at the adventure dice system a little bit more. And to clarify, you roll 2 dice, your basic dice, and then you roll a third if you're using a skill or if it's danger. So you're either rolling 2 or 3 dice. Just a little aside about the system.
Respect to the name. How many dice are we rolling right now, Ava?
I think she is pretty skilled at like sabotaging, controlling her dragon and controlling her telepathic feathers. So the skill dice and the regular dice.
Roll it up, my guy. And then the other players, keep in mind, like, this is your move. So start thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a smiley face, a check mark, and I didn't roll an additional check mark. So, smiley face and check mark.
Describe, please, Ava, as you hamper all other boats. Like, essentially, you cinch it up, so you are the last boat to arrive.
I thought we were like the last one of the first wave, and there were plenty of boats behind us.
Yes, and now you have prevented any further boats from breaching the shores.
Okay. Yeah, we did that with the rock. So, Ava, the maestro of feathers, is going to rise up in the air, where she's above all of the incoming ships. And if anyone's ever watched My Hero Academia and seen Hawks with his feathers, It's essentially that. So like she starts shooting feathers out of her wings, and they go cutting ropes, they go destroying hinges, and on one side and on the other side, her glass dragon Malum grows in size to about the size of a horse or slightly larger. And the more difficult mechanisms, the more put together ladders, he goes and destroys those with his glass shard breath. And probably gets a few people in the way, like causing quite a bit of destruction.
Your feathers flutter up. They go into like a vertical position and then quickly flap horizontal as they shoot out like shuriken, cutting away everything around you. Anything that isn't cut by your initial wave is definitely eaten by your dragon.
And I think that Chico might be helping with that too, because he's got ninja skills.
Oh yeah, I've got the same thing with carrots. I'm going to be throwing a bunch of carrot shuriken at the ropes as well.
You only have to now deal with the people already on the island.
Oh, okay. People already on the island.
That initial first wave.
Well, I mean, we've got someone who can fly and someone who can turn into a bird. So couldn't we just like fly over them and just go ahead of them that way?
I can drop pumpkin bombs on them.
Since Reine hasn't turned back yet, she would probably try and kind of like check where everyone is running and if someone has like actually any idea of where the princess might be.
I'm going to give it to you, but give me a skill roll for additional knowledge.
Can I also do that? Because I could be sending Penny forward to do some scouting.
Yeah, basically you've touched land on this island, and you're like, where do we go next? What's happening? Everyone feel free to make a check.
All right.
2 check marks and a nothing on the skill.
I'll see the skill dice since it's my girl Penny.
I got check and an X.
I got 2 checks and 1 X.
I'm hearing a lot of net checks. You need to go up. Like, there are a couple crews. Most importantly, Crack Knuckle. The crew that was initially supposed to be the one to support Scattered. They knew first, they arrived first, and they are going first in initiative order, so to speak.
Chico, would you like to ride on Malum? He is big enough for you to ride, I think.
Oh, shucks. As long as he don't bite.
Malum's very well behaved. Don't worry, Chico. He won't bite you unless you attack me. So try not to do that, because he has a pretty nasty bite.
I wouldn't dare. Well, let's go, Malum. You're very colorful and pretty gorgeous, actually. Look at you shining the light, all the sunlight here on the island. And who are those 2 fellas over there? And I'm looking at the goblin and the orc just chilling. So I'm guessing they're just like wearing sunglasses and just sunbathing.
They're absolutely chilling with a capital C. They seem unconcerned about everything going on around them.
Well, I would bother them, but you know what? They seem to be doing A-okay, so I don't think they care about nothing. That's the kind of life I wish I could be living right now. Just chillax and having a wonderful time. Anyway, let's go, Malum. We got a princess to save.
Everyone make a check real quick. All I need is 2 net check marks.
So just like regular checks, 2 dice?
just raw.
I got 1 check and 1 X.
I got 1 check and 1 frowny face.
A frowny face and an X. But if this is about my son, we're not leaving him.
So you see these 2 chill dudes hanging out on the beach, and largely you're like, we should not bother them. Even though they seem like they would contain fruitful information, your natural instincts is like, let them chill.
They don't get paid enough for this.
You have truly no idea what their deal is.
Right.
I mean, if anyone wants to poke, feel free. Or the next challenge is climbing up the mountain.
We just fly.
Wait, yeah, we were planning on just flying up there.
We're just gonna
fly over.
Oh, no, you're allowed to breeze by through the next challenge. That's fine. You fly up. It's beautiful. It's serene. You pass by pillowy clouds. You feel like air streams as you move from strata to strata, move against you. The different flows of the wind prickling your various versions of hair, fur, skin, whatever you have. But it feels nice as you breeze by. Does anyone think anything?
I am just thinking about how to get, I am trying to send Penny to Scout, only thinking about the goal and the reward for it, and how much the base rate of pay is going to be for all the sailors who helped. So Ava's mind is on money.
Reine's mind is on fear, which is, I hope they don't have cannons or ballistas.
Yeah,
Where we're
anti-aircraft.
Chico kind of loses himself thinking about some of the more peaceful things in life. Thinks back to the farm, how peaceful that life was, how he's adventuring now, and how most of the time when he goes on adventures, he usually gets the fire-breathing kittens in trouble in some way or another, but things work out in the end. Or how he's usually getting hurt or about to get eaten, and even now he's almost being eaten by a coyote. He's being attacked by merfolk.
You look back to the coyote, a little animal that is constantly in a state of fear, hunger. He feels what you feel. Little Foxmate is not so dissimilar, and he's right next to you.
Oh yeah, he's in my backpack. Are you hungry, little buddy?
Always, brother.
Hey, Reine, do you have any more of that jerky?
Rock noises. She can't talk in her wild shape.
I will pimp you for this one. Can we hear a rock noise?
What does a rock sound like?
Whatever you want it to be.
What does the rock say?
Episode title, What Does the Rock Say?
Not bad.
You hear the most adorable coyote squeal as he tries to imitate a bird.
Well, I'll keep him distracted for a while. But yeah, Chico's thinking back on maybe after this he should take a chapter from that orc and goblin kind of just chilling and enjoy themselves and go back to living a peaceful life. That's what he's thinking right now.
You hear one word, like as you're breezing away from these orcs. Hey man, nets are coming back. It's a weird phrase, but that's what you hear.
Nets? You said nets are coming back?
Yeah, nets are coming back.
Well, do we see any nets coming up?
Give me a check.
Ooh.
Okay. Gonna have my skill dice since I'm trying to get Penny to Scout. Okay.
Oh, I got 2 checks.
Ooh, I got the treasure bag, the 4, and there's a 2. A 2 gives me a check mark, so 2 check marks and a treasure bag.
2 check marks, but nothing else.
Wow.
If we were playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, nets are one of the most underutilized objects in the game. This confident little goblin says to you, nets are coming back. And those of you who got the treasure bag, he reaches out with a sleepy hand and hands you a bundle of rope. It's about the size of a bath bomb, maybe only 3 inches in diameter. But you know this is a tightly coiled bundle of net. And that could affect many situations.
Okay, so I got a net. Great.
It just seems to all of you that while nets have been ignored as a battle style for so long, nets are coming back.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this is great because we're flying overhead. So if we drop a net down, we could really slow some other competitors down.
The goblin winks at you.
I give him a knowing smile, a devilish grin.
So this is while we're on Reine's back flying, right?
Yes.
How did you get up here? I just realized he's up here with us.
He floats back down. You don't know why this character has featherfall cast on them. like a feather gently moving back and forth, left and right. You see this sleepy looking goblin gently go back to the breeze and go, "Baby, I don't know what I'm here for. My name's Jabroni. This is my buddy Athorian." And they're gone. 2 NPCs that
It's
are
the essence of chill.
they're so chill. They're doing their own thing.
And I imagine Chico's on Malum, but I imagine Malum is flying next to Reine.
Yeah,
and I imagine Ava, you're on top of Reine.
I'm flying. I
Oh,
got
you're
wings.
flying?
Yeah, but
I look over at you, Reine, or not Reine, Ava. What just happened?
She holds up the net that she just caught and said, "Well, we just got handed quite the advantage if we need it."
That doesn't answer my question, but okay. Now I'm scared.
In one of the most intense voices you've ever heard Foxmeat says, he makes dead eye contact with you and says, "Fear means we are alive." To exist is to be in a constant state of protection, so we are safe and we are protecting ourselves from others. We don't need to understand everything around us, but we need to know what is needed to keep ourselves alive. Hey, anybody got a light for my cigarette?
So yeah, I mean, this is a Fire Breathing Kittens episode, and like we have 3 player characters, but we all know the main character of this episode is Foxmeat, and also scattered.
Scaddy-dur.
Sorry, are your notes scattered?
Might be a little bit.
Cool. So you approach a big cave. For those of us who enjoy Greek mythology, this is exactly like Odysseus and the Cyclops. The scale of the cave that you see dwarfs your size, no matter how tall. You are but a third in comparison to everything you see around you. There's enough room for sheeps to like roam and like exist in just the floor around the massive size of this creature.
I have the song from Epic stuck in my head.
Hell yeah, dog. Are you familiar with the more brutal cultures of the world?
Depends.
Yes or no, my players?
Actually, I am familiar with more brutal cultures of the world because I remember dealing with some fire giants that had a very brutal culture, just killing their family and having just stone cold faces when they did it.
So,
and the children were scary. That's a new fear that unlocked for me. Were giant children.
Children are always scary. That's why condoms exist.
Well, these were giant children. They were They were taller than me. They were 6 feet tall.
And they regarded you as a plaything that they could just cleave whenever they wanted.
And I got scared, and it was horrifying.
Large giant children with full-sized weapons.
Everybody make a basic check, and if you have knowledge of brutalist culture, feel free to add your skill die.
I mean,
okay.
Avarice is half devil and grew up mostly in hell, so I think this is something that I'm gonna add my skill dice to that.
So I have recent memory of brutal culture, so it would play into part, but it didn't really help because I got a frowny face and a check mark.
Yeah, I got a check mark and an X and didn't roll anything on my skill dice.
I didn't add anything because to Reign, the cruelest culture is probably humans. And the people that attacked her village.
I actually would like to explore that failure. How bad did you fail?
I don't like the sound of that.
I do.
That's a skull and an X.
Ooh, a skull. That's like
Yay! Our first
that's
ouchie.
danger. They take damage if you.
Foxmeat becomes uncomfortable as he picks up on the vibe of his mother feeling fear. You're not afraid of these people like a predator, but you are a lycanthrope, correct?
Kinda, yeah.
Some cultures view that as a gift, something precious to be held close, a commodity that needs to be kept. It is not about you, your power, or anything else, but you know these green-skinned orcs, they would love nothing more than to make you one of the warband. You feel an intrinsic fear of like, this is not a predator who will eat me. This is something that will take me.
That checks out with the
How do you
poachers
respond?
taking her horns and stuff.
Oh no, they don't want to take your horns. They don't want to break you
they
down.
they want to take all of her out.
They want to
Like
turn
her
you into
humanity.
they want to turn you into a hunting dog. Which, is that better or worse than to be broken down into parts? Being broken down into parts means death, and you get to go somewhere else. They want to collar you.
Does Reine see any, like, nets or harpoons or, like, rope
You
with
all
those guys?
are approaching a situation that is already happening. There are no traps set just for you, but you know if you make a wrong move, if you expose yourself too much, they're not going to kill you. They're going to incapacitate you, and you will wake up in a cage.
Because beginning of the season, she probably would have run away now. But I think now she would either try to like attack and make some things collapse, or she would try really hard to gather up some courage and stay hidden, depending on.
Could you describe, like, physically what Reine does in this moment that maybe their compatriots could pick up on?
Probably stagger a little. Like, instead of flying, Ava would probably pick up on that the most because of flying herself, where it's like, instead of being like steady, she's kind of like waggling in the air a little bit.
As they descend to the ground, Ava notices the unsteady footing that Reine sets upon. They seem unsettled by what you're going to approach next.
Wait, unsteady footing? What do you mean?
You see them trip.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, they are coming in hot and heavy, ready to fight, but there's a little bit of fear and hesitation that causes, when the foot touches dirt, a little bit of unsteadiness that you just notice out of the corner of your eye. You have been trained to clock weakness, so you can capitalize on that.
Okay. Can
You
I see
are
like
avarice horde.
H.
No matter what, he is your father, and he is someone who capitalizes on other people's weakness. You sense that weakness in her in this moment. You don't have to capitalize, but you see the unsteadiness in her footing as she feels uncomfortable in this approach.
I see. So I notice Reine's turbulence. So, okay, I'm gonna spin that because like she's my ally. She's we're doing this together. So that's something that I want to try to avoid. I don't want weakness when it's coming from, when it's like comes to the allies. Oh yeah, just to be clear, Blythe is not the devil, he's the dark elf.
He's a man who makes money.
Yeah, a devil in that way.
So
Whatever means necessary. Capital N.
So I am going to try to see if I can determine what it is that made Reine sort of hesitate, falter in the air. Like I'm gonna do it this in two ways. First of all, like her Avarice herself looking and trying to see if she can see the source of the threat, and two, Penny literally communicating to with Reine, like in her mind, saying, "Hello, Reine. So, what is it? What made you stumble like that?"
Would you like to make one check or two?
One check with the bonus dice. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna regret this. So I got a check mark. Oh, a frowny face, but another check mark. So 2 check marks and a frowny face.
You feel the negative. Like you immediately clock what Reine is feeling. You are walking into a lion's den. Your chances of winning are low.
Can I see where the lion's den is? Like, what part of it is the lion's den?
You have not entered the cave yet, but you look at this rocky cliff. The stones that make up the mouth of this cave are intimidating. It is scary to walk into this dark hole. And as you look to Reine next to you, you clock a fear that you don't have in your heart, but she holds deeply in hers. This is something you should be afraid of. While you are not, this is a scary.
Couldn't we just skip the cave? Like, fly over it? Like, why do we have to go in the cave?
Scattered speaks up, confident in one of the first moments he has shown any true real emotion. She's in there.
okay. So yeah.
Hold on, I would like to go back to Chico. Chico, you haven't said anything in a while. You see the 2 other party members looking at this empty void, this gaping maw of darkness that you know you have to walk into. What are you thinking, feeling in this moment?
Well, right before that, when when Reine stumbles, when she lands, it's like, oh, well, this is just like family. Thinking back on Scattered, so runs in the family. That's all that's going through Chico's head. It's like, oh, this is fine. And then seeing the 2 of them looking real stoic, Reine looking very fearful. Ava, not looking fearful, looking confident, but knowing that there's something.
Trepidatious.
Thank you. Looking trepidatious. And Chico's just like, yeah, we're adventurers. This is gonna be normal. Nothing possibly go wrong. And he's confident, ready to go.
Yeah, like Ava's gonna kind of like go in front of you guys and tell you, listen, guys, I'm sure that we've got this because we're really strong, but we gotta take this one seriously, okay? There's some real danger coming up, and I know that for you mortals, we want to try to avoid danger, mitigate it, face it head on, but with an advantage. So yeah, don't go in blundering like Scattered over there.
And then
No offense.
Chico thinks back on some of his other adventures he's gone on, where he's gone gung ho and jumped in there immediately, just imagine it, right? But getting kicked out of the way, just kind of laying down, hurt. He remembers getting hurt in other adventures and thinking, yeah, adventure may not be the best thing for me. I'm on this adventure I usually go on an adventure and it's a 50-50 whether or not it's like a game show or like a life or death situation. So this seems more like one of them life or death situations. So he looks up at David and says, I really do appreciate you giving that fair warning. I'll let you go ahead of me, ma'am.
Yeah,
You
sure.
seem pretty strong. And now Chica's
Yeah,
a
no
little
problem.
fearful.
How about our good friend Scattered? Is he still here with us?
Oh,
Scattered
right.
looks like the most brave amongst you. he is a man driven by passion and love, and he is more than willing to walk into a dark cave that he doesn't know what's wait. He is willing to walk into the serpent's mouth as long as he can pull his love out from the gullet of the beast.
Well, we gotta protect you at all costs because you're the key of this mission. So, Reine, you've been pretty good at doing that. So how about you continue making sure that he doesn't, die or get seriously mangled to the point where his love won't be able to recognize him?
You see your cousin half covered in this darkness, and Ava's words register in your ear. Like, you hear what she's saying, but all you can focus on is your little foolish cousin walking into a dark cave. And what more primarily could be scarier than that?
Since she's so freaked out, which is not an unfamiliar feeling, especially for a beginning of the season, Reine, my anxiety disorder girl is going to use her new coping mechanism for that, which is to turn into her werewolf form. So she would shed the rock and turn into like her natural wolf form, sort of, which is this like really big bipedal wolf with in Reine's case like a mix of like this gray and dirty blonde that her hair also has, but like in fur. And now she has her horns back, so it's full on Chatloop on full power time, except for being scared. And she would probably urge her cousin to also shift.
Have you seen Scattered Shift before?
No.
Everyone sees something beautiful. This weak, foolish man flexes. His muscles become taut. Every single angle about him becomes something noble. This is a wolf looking for his prey. Yes, well, we could explore the definitions between how that means romantically, but Reine sees her foolish little cousin become something terrible because he wants it. That is mine to have, and nothing will come between him and what he wants. What is the feeling that Reine feels as she watches her little cousin become a terrifying monster?
Oh, surprise. A hint of surprise. Uncertainty in a way that she's worried that he's going to get in over his head and be crushed by a cyclops.
Roll me a check.
Does it involve trying to read his behavior?
Would that benefit you?
As a former pack mate, probably.
We'll go ahead and roll the extra dice then.
That's a check mark, a frowny face, and a nothing.
You're frowny. You've lost him. He is a man controlled by passion in this moment. But you know what he does is not selfish. A wolf has been let loose.
Awu.
Sort of all of you stand at the mouth of this cave, no matter how deep you've delved, but Scattered wants it most. This Cyclops, not a biological Cyclops, this was once a two-eyed thing that has cut deeply away one of their eyes so they can see more clearly. And as the bones bend and break around Scattered, he becomes a wolf. And two scarred men fight over the destiny of another person. How do we react?
Does it look like he's gonna win?
Yeah.
Is passion
There are two wolves inside of you.
is passion the secret weapon that's gonna save the day, or is he gonna die a horrific death?
This seems like an even fight. If you were to not intervene, it is up to the dice, so to speak.
Well, let's try to give them an advantage, huh? Like let's try to do some faux pas at the other one, you know, distract him, pelt him, annoy him.
And just to fully dictate the scene, you walk into a cavern too big. It is oval shaped. There are cutaways on the side of the building that would be closer to like an apartment building. Every 10 feet, there's another row of places to put things. But the howl that Scattered gives out echoes deeply. And the most dominant figure in the room, this 20-foot tall cycloptic being, howls back. But it's not a stunt on the other one. This is two beasts howling at each other.
Okay, so to be clear, are there two people fighting or three people? Like, is there two wolves in the Cyclops, or is the Cyclops a wolf? Like, what's exactly going on here?
The Cyclops and the wolf are howling at each other. You see heavy chains hang from the ceiling, too many lanterns. Almost like it would be a lair action where these lanterns could drop at any moment and crush you, burn you, make you go away. But you don't want to do that. What do you want to do? Master the situation around you as this wolf in the cycloptic image of you've seen bigger things, but you've never seen something so big stand on two legs. Love, danger, darkness. It all is right there in front of you. How do we approach? What are we thinking and feeling? Give me a lead here, my players.
Okay, so I have a play that I would like to make. So you said that the ceiling is obviously dangerous with all these lanterns and lairs that are like
You're
moving
looking at
about.
man-sized lanterns, like big enough to snatch you up, filled with fire, and enough loose chain connecting them where you know it could easily drop to the floor if it had to. This is a lair action ready to go off.
We should trip him.
Ava holds up the net. Okay, so I have a net. Am I able, can I like gauge about how big this net is? Like whether it's big enough to snare a cyclops or if it's just big enough for its head? Like, yeah, can I gauge how big this net could be?
As long as you say nets are coming back dramatically, just describe to me the size and dimensions of the net and what you need. I just need you to say nets are coming back.
Okay. Ava, with her ability to fly and with her net, is going to fly over the Cyclops, like trying to dodge all the chains and lanterns and stuff, but knowing that it's very dangerous and the lair action might happen, so I'm willing to roll a danger dice in addition to regular dice. She is going to wait until she's right on top of the Cyclops, go close enough to the ceiling where the net would envelop him entirely and not just like kind of fall. So the net would have a little bit of momentum and weight as it went down. And she goes like a little bit behind, a little bit up, then throws the net down and says, "Nets are coming back." And like,
Take that again. Give me the nets are coming back, but like one more time with some gusto.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it in character voice too. So she kind of like throws it dramatically down and says, "Nets are coming back," and throws it down to try to get over the Cyclops and have it expand over its entire thing and just snare the Cyclops as much as possible. So I'm gonna roll for that. That's 2 regular dice and a danger dice.
3 X's.
Ooh, oh no. So
Oh
no! For my danger
no!
dice. 6, a check mark from one of them, and so skull check mark X.
Ava,
And
describe
skull is
you
damage.
doing what you said, but give me a terrible failure at the end. What do your compatriots see as you do the most and then fumble?
Okay, so basically, she throws it down with gusto, but I'm assuming there's gonna be a lair action. One of the as soon as she's cast the net down and it's snaring the Cyclops, the Cyclops kind of throws around because this was so unexpected. One of the lanterns goes and drops right onto her, and she manages to just avoid being completely crushed on it, but one of her wings is busted. She can't fly.
Ava's unable to fly. You see the beautiful golden wings filled with these powerful feathers are trapped inside of this literal bird cage.
And yeah, she screams like a sound that you've never heard before from her or probably any living animal. It's a scream of anguish, of pain that goes so deeply down. It's from something that makes her fundamentally her has been taken away.
This is not a noise she likes to make. This is reaction incarnate. It is almost like vocally she farts. Like, the
Rips one.
squeal of terror that comes out of her mouth is intrinsically embarrassing. What you all see, the other two, Ava stepped up through a net, encapsulated the being, but then almost immediately a lantern was dropped from the ceiling, burning the rope connecting the net to the net holder, freeing the Cyclops, and lefting Ava dealing with a bunch of molten hot rope. This is scary, guys.
Chico's fight or flight response kicks in. He's scared when he hears Ava screaming out, and he's gonna be, I gotta get her out of there. And he, without thinking, just runs up to where the cage. I'm guessing the cage and Ava are right next to where the fight's taking place.
So it's sort of like Ava is standing maybe 10 feet away from the Cyclops.
Yeah.
And
that's what I figured.
she moved forward through the net, but then a lantern from overhead came down with terrifying speed and captured her up.
Mm-hmm. So is she outside of the cage and the cage is on top of her wing, or is she in the cage now?
Well, Ava's next move is entirely her own, but cinematically, she is enveloped in a person-sized lantern. And you hear Foxmeat say, I can eat that, and you know he can't.
Go fox meat.
He wants
proud of
to.
my
Well,
son.
it seems like Ava is kind of incapacitated, and I can't actually. Chico would know he wouldn't be able to actually do anything. This is a huge lantern, too big for him to push up. It's on fire.
It's not even so much the lantern. It's looking at the person you're fighting, and you're like, oh, we are fighting in their preferred territory. Like, they are ready for people to come in and try to fight them. And then these lanterns that lie above are ready to descend down to snatch you up and remove you. As terrifying as you are, if you were suspended in the air, you couldn't do anything. But then you hear Foxmeat barking loudly. I can eat it. I can eat it. I can actually eat it. I know it's metal, but actually I can eat it. Just let me eat it. And he takes a breath and then says two sweet words. Papa.
What? Why you?
You're my dad. What do I do? I have my mommy. She gives me jerky, the nice meat that tastes sweet. I don't know what soy sauce is, but it's been soaked and it tastes nice against my palate. She is my mother, and you... Anger, frustration, confusion over the words. but the words still come out. You are my papa.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. We gotta get Ava. He's being completely thrown off by this coyote, trying to trick him, play mind games with him. He's had enough. You don't stop this, I'm gonna snap your neck.
Yeah, I bet you would. And then he gets quicker, more swift. What is your action? Is your action towards the enemy or saving Ava?
Chico's kind of, for the first time, he's actually kind of snapped out of being sort of unsure and just kind of gullible, just doing what comes in and being gung-ho. And he's actually thinking a lot more serious now. He hears Ava screaming. This coyote's trying to trick him, and he gets upset pretty easily. But it's gone from being upset to being he's what
Capital M mad.
Yeah, but he's
Chico mad.
But it's a mix of that and the fight or flight response. And
one of my favorite phrases to the listeners, I know I'm your favorite DM. I'm speaking just to you. I'm the meanest rabbit in the warren. We are small, gentle folk, but someone has to be the most mean. You inhabit that emotion.
Mm-hmm. So he takes a look at his situation. He sees that he's just a little rabbit, but he's got Reine here, and Reine is a werewolf. He's aware of that now, and she's super strong. And then this stupid wolf is this stupid coyote is thinking, I can eat. And he's like, all right, here's what you're going to do. You go with your mom and you get Ava out of that cage, and I'll take care of that Cyclops. And he takes out one of his pumpkins.
Reine, how much of a shape changer are you? And this is not a question of fact. Decide. How much of a shape changer are you?
She's like a multifaceted kind of shape changer. So she has the form that she's in right now, which is from her naturally, like all of her people have that. And on top of that, she can transform into all kinds of like animals. So she has sort of like something that's second nature to her, and then she has something that's more like magic, where she has to like focus and then turn.
As you are like trying to magically focus, you feel something come inside you. A new entity. Your son, a coyote, has now added itself to you.
What?
In your roiling flesh, as you change between forms, a coyote becomes part of it.
Let's go.
Could you describe this hybrid werewolf coyote true predator?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Definitely a lot more sandy colors in the fur. Wilder eyes, maybe. More of that, like, ooh, I'm gonna eat you. From the coyote, kind of like, what can I eat? What is my mouth big enough to consume, with the added pride of like...
You could make it bigger if you wanted to. Your body is yours pride to control. Your mouth is as big as you need it to be. And this hunger of the coyote emboldens your spirit. Your body is yours.
So we have 2 rows of teeth on, like, you have this, like, outer row, and then kind of, like, an inner row that's maybe more, like, more ouchy. And before, when Reine transformed, it was always kind of like I am stronger now, I can, like, protect myself, I can protect my friends. And now it's kind of like, I am stronger now, I can eat you now.
I'm hungry. Oh, sorry. I'm hungry. You hear that voice echoing in your skull. And it's strength. It's confidence. It's need being made manifest. I'm hungry, Mama. Feed me, Seymour.
Oh, let's also add another pair of legs. Why not? Have a Sleipnir situation.
Ava, the beauty you see as a demon. This person next to you has commanded their flesh into the correct shape. And even though it is abhorrent to most humanoids, you don't see that. You see a soul making their body match what they want. And even though it's 6 legs, patches of fur, drool coming from the multiple sets of jaws, all you see, Ava, is beauty. This
And
is
gluttony.
what they want.
Okay. Yeah, so Penny sees that and kind of transmits that to Ava, who that makes her like snap out of the kind of place that she was in, because she kind of like blacked out for a second. And then she yells, "Malum!" And yeah, I mean, he goes and he tries to he tries to save his his master, you know. Because yeah, the coyote thinks that he can eat the metal, but the dragon Malum in his larger form does eat metal, so he's gonna try to swallow the entire cage with her inside of it and break her out of the cage that way.
How do we feel, Chico? You watch as your 2 compatriots bend and break their fleshy forms into what is ever necessary. The cage that contains the princess moves.
Oh, the princess in a cage?
Oh, well, of course, she was one of the hanging features of the top bit. There were many torches, and she just burned the most brightly. And as your lupine friends snap away all the exterior, you're a sweet boy. Are you a sweet boy?
I was. But this whole situation is making Chico think weird feelings all at once, just kind of spiraling out of control. First,
It becomes beautifully simple.
You're right.
Someone needs you to help them, and your compatriots are removing all threats. Grab them, take them, bring them back to safety. You are the rabbit in the warren.
How high up is this cage that princess is in?
A Harengar can jump an incredible amount. It is within your grasp.
Right.
Do you grab them?
Oh yeah, I'm going to teleport up there, leaving the scarecrow behind, grab her, and then teleport back and leave a scarecrow in the cage.
You
And
see
that's gonna be
a terrified young woman held in your arms. What do you say to her to comfort?
Don't worry, I'm here to save you. And your knight in shining armor's down there fighting the Cyclops. We'll get you out of here, no problem.
Like knees on the chest, like the Cyclops is fully focused on Scattered and just beating the absolute crap out of his face. But
Speaking of which, go ahead.
through bloodied teeth, he still sputters out, "I got you, girl." Oh, god dang, that's a lot of blood. I got you, girl.
He's got you. So with that, he's gonna set her down and say, "Now I'm gonna have to put you down here real quick. Don't do anything. If you see any of them pirates come up, scream, and I'll come to help you. But I got to help him out. All right, Scattered, I'm coming to help you." And I would like to, I don't know, start throwing some pumpkins.
You start throwing bombs around the scene. Oh, jeez. Everyone hates this. Crack Knuckle shows up. The pirate who was there first. Roll checks.
Ooh.
How do you counteract this new addition to the scene?
I got a check and an X, so...
Neutral.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was already prepared for pirates to be coming along, so I'd imagine I'd at least be alerted.
Hey, you're my dad. You see, like, even if you're feeling weak, the fierce, hungry, vicious, and frankly vascular coyote is standing in front of you, preventing danger from touching his papa.
I was just gonna say, Rain Meat would probably just go for an
Rain
intimidate and let out a big ol' roar towards the pirates. And
Yeah,
try and
roll
have
the
them
check.
turn
Let me.
around.
Ooh, can I also roll one if we're intimidating? Because not as Ava, but as Malum, because he eats metal. So you just see like this dragon completely envelop like the cage that she's in, and then grow to the size of probably like half the Cyclops, like 10 feet long, like as big as a young dragon now. But the thing is, he also got her in his maw with the with the what's it called, the forge heart that he's got. So I'm gonna roll danger
You
dice.
hear your boy say the first words he's ever spoke. It's very simple, very clean. You know the message. No. He does not like what's happening in front of him.
No, he does not. And okay, I didn't get a skull, but I got a frowny face and an X. So he doesn't burn her further or damage her further. He manages
No, he
to
just
melt the
takes
cage
all
around
the
her.
damage.
He takes the damage?
Yeah, you got a frowny face and an X, dog.
Okay.
Have you ever seen melted glass before?
Yeah, it's like glowing. It's all like melty, falling around.
You see your little boy dealing with that. No, 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 he says breathily, his first and only words as he soaks the damage, melting his glass-like skin around him. So you, his mother, doesn't have to feel pain.
Oh.
It's a bit too late for that. So yeah, I mean, he I guess is like kind of transparent, and you see the cage melting all around her, the fire from within the cage and within the dragon merging into one, and you see her like inside of it. Her most of her feathers have been burned off at this point. And yeah, she's just I guess trapped
your
inside of a
feathers
melting dragon
around you,
right now.
They're melting away, and it's not like they're not ready to fight. It's just you have no accuracy. Your burning feathers are shooting off in every direction. You are losing control. There is so much of you that, like, so much raw emotion, so much protective energy to keep you from dying. Your wings become frayed. They don't know where to fight, but they have to. They know they are supposed to fight right now. And you feel a little bit of you moving away.
Okay,
Every second, every microsecond. Another feather.
I've got a pitch for you though. Since these feathers are covered in melting glass and glass from a stained glass dragon, no less, they scatter in all directions, no accuracy, but they do more damage when they hit. They become embedded. They become part of the rock.
You have forever changed this cavern. The cage has been melted away. Even though each one of you individually are feeling something, you are fire-breathing kittens. You have been hired to do a job. And your job is to bring the princess back to the person she loves. All of you are feeling pain and pressure. How do you push through?
I got 2 check marks and a frowny face on my intimidation roll.
That's your frowny face. You're doing such a good job, but it causes you pain. Do you focus that pain on your goals or the goals of the person who you've been hired to protect?
I would say both. This like frustration and this feeling of just wanting whatever is like making things more difficult and causing pain to disappear would probably both like just mix into this howl of go away, leave me alone, and I will eat your face if you come closer because I don't have any other choice.
I know in this system advantage doesn't exist, but Foxmeat definitely howls, giving you advantage. My mom is talking! Listen! Something is happening. How do you feel that, Chico? You feel the reverberation of your soul? You are a rabbit. You are inherently prey. But in this moment, when you feel her words echo through your chest, maybe for just one moment, you are a predator.
It does feel like that. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, and adventuring probably ain't one of it, but being a good person is what I've always been. And that's what I'm going to do now. And
Stop it now. These people, they're so sad. They're creating limits for themselves, and you could break through them. Say something sweet as you physically remind them with gnashing teeth and claw. What do you say as you rip apart those in front of you?
We gotta do this. We gotta save everyone and do the right thing. Come on, everyone, let's do it.
It's terrifying to you, Ava. You've been alone for so long, and these words of the Harengar causes a full warren of rabbits to come up. A swarm has been summoned by just true duty. How do you feel about that as you watch something you wanted but was not yours? Someone is willing to fight and die to make your day a little bit easier.
That's Malum, right? And Chico. Okay, so I'll tell you what Ava does. So right now she's trapped inside the stomach of this melting glass dragon who's crashed to the ground by now, taken all the damage, just lying still. Wings and body melting into the ground. She obviously very, very pained to do this. She reaches deep within Malum and grabs his heart, like the heart of hearts, like the crystal inside the dragon that makes it. She knows that this is what makes the dragon, and like
the dragon is happy to offer his heart to you.
She reaches into the flames of a glass furnace, takes the heart, and then screams, not in pain, but in determination to break out of there.
How hard do you grab onto this heart? Scale of 1 to 10.
11.
Yeah.
She grabs onto it so hard that her hands glow with this power, this red power that she channels into herself, and then she grabs it so hard that it explodes.
Do you grab with just your left or right hand, or both?
Both. She reaches in there and grabs it because she knows that she needs to get out. She knows that she needs to be there for her companion. She knows that she needs to end this.
Your fingers are the flesh around your hands are removed.
Yeah.
You are forever marked by this action. You have skeletal hands.
But do I make the explosion? Do I finish this and go out?
Roll a dice.
All right. Obviously, I'm rolling dice here, but also a skill dice.
But no matter what, Ava has done something. They have touched the heart of creation, and they are forever marked. Their flesh cannot comprehend what they touch, and it is forever removed.
Okay, well, I got no skulls, but I got a frowny face and 2 check marks.
That checks out.
You have a functional hand when you pull it away. You no longer have flesh. You have touched something and changed it. And your gift is you no longer have musculature. You have no flesh. You pull your hand away, and there is a skeletal hand looking back at you.
So both hands are skeletal now?
You can move your digits if you wanted to, but by the act of helping another, something has been removed from you.
Okay, but do I make the explosion?
Yeah, of course it works.
Do I end this in the most dramatic fashion?
I don't know, do you?
Yeah, she wants to. Like, she'll using this power of hers, she will create pockets, create sort of portals that go into her realm around each of her allies, including the Harangan as much as she can. But then the rest of it just explodes in molten glass.
It's too many portals. Like for the other two, you're like, oh, this is causing tryptophoria for me. There are too many holes.
But I protect my companions in the cost of all the extra stuff flying into my other realm.
As disgusted as you are, there is comfort in it. It's not easy to be a fire-breathing kitten. Oftentimes you have to make your heart small for the benefit of the greater good. We struggle, we fight. Some of us die in order to fight for what we believe in. Cyclops, pirates, it's insubstantial at the end of the day. How much are you willing to risk for another? Everyone is risked today. But we're fire-breathing kittens. And we fight. We stand up. And we fight. And we stand up. And we light the whole town on fire. This little king has been reunited with his princess. It's beautiful watching this little guy, this scraggly little goofball, marry his princess. What a beautiful story. A demon that bent and broke everything around them. That could be the end of the story. Or is it just the beginning? Let's give our outros.
Reine.
Chico.
Ava. All right, well, bye.
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 It's that part of the show where we introduce you to a podcast you might enjoy. Have you heard of As We Eat? Food lovers Kim Baker and Lee Olson invite you on a storytelling journey exploring food memories, family recipes, food traditions, cuisines, cookery, and food history to discover how food connects, defines, and inspires us. Check out As We Eat, a podcast.